Welcome to the Union Weekly Insider. I'm Allison Meyer, and this is the official podcast for the Union Weekly out of Cal State Long Beach. I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you what it takes to put together a weekly publication. Like the multimedia manager before me, I have a multimedia assistant, and this week, she's taking over the podcast. You'll hear again from me next week, but for now, here's Britney.
Hi, I'm Britney Weller, and for my very first episode with the Union Weekly Insider, I decided to tackle the issue of stress. So, stress. That feeling of having giant weights pressing down on your shoulders. That overwhelming sense of dread, or even that panic when you feel everything comes crashing down around you. Basically, every college student is trying to figure out how to balance school with other activities. I went around the Union Weekly and College Beat offices to get some student perspectives, and I got some interesting answers. Starting with my boss, multimedia manager Allison Meyer, who definitely had a unique way of explaining her stress levels.
Well, it varies from, I'm okay, I can totally manage this, to, oh God, help me! So, I'd say right now, I'm kind of at a, everything will be okay most likely, but if not, well then, that's horrible.
So I guess you could say that being the multimedia manager for the Union Weekly and a graduating senior, she definitely has a lot on her plate. But I'll get back to Allison later. I went over to College Beat, the television branch of ASI Student Media, to see who I could corner into an interview. Apparently, giving interviews is stressful, and people don't like talking about stress because, well, that's stressful, and because stress is stressful. Or at least I'll assume that because I watched one guy turn as pale as a sheet before proceeding to run away like he was on fire. So yeah, stress is stressful. My first interview was with Eric Zapata, a contributor for both College Beat and the Union Weekly. He talked about managing his stress by keeping busy.
I just try to keep my mind busy, if that kind of sounds counterproductive, but rather than get too anxious, it's better to just not sit still and just get absorbed in your own thoughts to me. So trying to kind of enjoy yourself and then attend to your work. So I don't know, it's a constant battle between those things.
Next, I went to Jason Lochner, executive producer at College Beat TV. De-stressing for him is all about sleep.
Man, sometimes just unplugging and having 10 minutes of closing your eyes is a good way to de-stress. Mm-hmm. Sleep's always a good way to de-stress. I don't know, managing stress is more of, I think last semester, I think there were a lot of times where I think the amount of stress I had crippled me to some extent, and then there were times where not necessarily panic attacks, but there were just times where I was just I'm going to shut down for 3 hours.
He added that free time can come at a cost.
Honestly, it's just doing, just kind of being focused on a goal. And I think that also leads to, sacrifices. I think first, that's, always get cut is, social life and family and stuff, which always is, the hard thing to do. But, when it comes to the time I find free, it kind of sucks because, I found more and more in college where if you think you have free time, it's not usually free. It's just you don't have to do something, and then when you don't do it, it kind of bites you in the butt, and you have to make up for it immediately after.
Next, I talked to Alexis Cruz, the social media manager at the Union Weekly. She said that her normal stress level is usually pretty high, but she does have an interesting method of relaxing, which is essentially stressing over something else.
I like playing video games mostly on my phone because I don't have time to play with console, but if I'm stressed, I'll just randomly start playing on my phone, and so that makes me stressed and I start screaming at the game because it's I keep dying or something. So I guess that works, but also video game stress is a thing.
Mm-hmm. But if you thought that was strange, then listen to what Allison, my boss, had to say.
I go into the forest and I scream at the birds.
Word got over to College Beat, and executive producer Daniel Farias quickly took up defense for the poor birds. Go for it.
Okay, so I hear Allison likes to scream at birds, but she should really stop doing that because that's stressing out those birds. Like, what do those birds do to de-stressify themselves? Have you ever thought of that, Allison? Have you? Stop yelling at birds. You're stressing them out, okay? Yell at water bottles or packets of syrup. I don't know. Leave the birds alone. Leave them out of it.
To which Allison passionately responded,
Have you ever seen the movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock? No, I will tell you what it is about. It is about a movie where the birds, they go insane and they eat everyone. Maybe that's not exactly what happens, but they are very bad. And so that is why I have been scarred for life. I do not like the birds. You see, okay, I yell at the birds because they deserve it, because they have earned it by existing. And so you see, I am actually doing the entire world a favor. You see, I look at the birds and I say, hey, you bird! Get out of here! You'll never make anything of yourself, bird. Look at you. You're just a bird. Fly away now. Go. Leave me in the peace. And then they do, because I run at them. And then they fly away. And then I feel better about myself. And the birds, well, if they spontaneously combust, that is their problem. I care not for the birds. Or if they are stressed. I am stressed, and that is all that really matters in this whole world.
After this, Allison decided to engage Daniel in a passionate battle of wits.
So those birds, not real birds.
They are the realest birds. That movie is a documentary.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Those birds.
I would know. I was
fake.
there.
Mo-
I'm a baby.
All most birds think about is like, tweet, 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 I'm gonna go eat a worm, tweet, 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 hey, I need to poop.
And then I want to eat a human.
No, that's not how it works.
Yes, it is. I know the real life. You do not know the real life.
Listen,
No,
okay.
I do not have
Okay,
ears.
listen.
I do not have ears.
Birds?
You're making fun of me now.
Birds? I had a bird once. I had a canary, okay?
I too had a bird and it tried to eat me.
I had a canary, all right? And we let it outside, and I had a dog outside. And that dog barked so much that the feathers fell off of the canary's head.
Well, that is the canary's problem.
You know why that happened to the canary?
Why?
Because it was stressed out from all the
Well, it's
noise.
a good thing I don't yell at the canaries.
Well, listen here. I think I made my point. I'm going to drop the phone now like it's a microphone, and then I'm
No,
going to
don't
walk out of the Union
No,
Weekly office.
okay, you
Allison,
go now.
you're
Goodbye.
wrong. You're wrong. I'm right.
Goodbye.
Phone
See you
drop.
later now. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Phone drop.
You have helped no one. He is going to be the end of us all, people like him. He's going to kill humanity with his bird loving. It helps no one.
For anybody listening right now and worrying about the birds, it's okay. No birds were harmed in the making of this episode. In fact, Allison doesn't dislike them. Her actual method of relaxing is much more mellow and animal friendly.
No. I don't got time to go to a forest and scream at birds. I just scream at the pigeons that sit on the house adjacent to mine. No. Usually I lie down and I just breathe when things get too overwhelming. And then I'm like, everything's going to be okay, probably. I don't know how to say words right now because that's how stressed out I am.
I thought you were like at an level.
I'm at an but that's also my level of like, I'm pretending everything's but everything is not everything is like, ah! But like, that's less than the bigger one that I said earlier.
While she doesn't yell at the birds, she still finds yelling in general therapeutic.
I do work to distract myself from homework, and when my work gets me down, then I scream. I think anyone who's been in this office will just see me lie down on the floor when I get too overwhelmed and just lie there, not moving.
Thank you for listening to the Union Weekly Insider. To listen to more episodes, check us out on iTunes or any of your favorite podcast apps. New episodes of this podcast drop every Wednesday during the semester. Our multimedia manager is Allison Mayer. Special thanks to our multimedia assistant, Britney Weller, that's me, for additional editing and recording. The music in this episode is from the YouTube audio library. You can find issues of the Long Beach Union Weekly online at lbunion.com and on Medium. Go to medium.com and search Long Beach Union Weekly. Please follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Union Weekly.